The Hokie fans hide their eyes and head for the hills because the Hoos are headed to the ACC Championship game. And the Commonwealth Cup is coming back to Charlottesville.
Get ready for me.
Well, boys, are you ready to talk about tonight? But before we get really into the thick of it, I brought a special guest with us. And let me just kind of say that he might have a little hard time understanding what he's saying, but I'll interpret. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll see what he has to say. But I brought with me tonight Mr. Hokie Bird. Mr. Hokie Bird, how are you feeling today? Oh, you're sad? You can't find your daddy? I'm your daddy. That's right. We are your daddy. No, hey, calm down. I see you're losing a lot of feathers over here. What's going on? Did you pull all those feathers out during the game? Well, you're just going bald just like James Franklin. I got it. You're getting on that train already. Hey, calm down. Take the loss with dignity. Now, Sean, Mills, do you guys have any questions for... be nice to the guest. Do you have any questions for Hokie Bird while I got him here?
I have one. Mr. Hokie Bird. It's easy, Hokie Bird. Testy. Are you okay that now you officially have no trophies in your case? Like, none? Oh.
Hokie Bird says that he was just pooping in the cup and eating birdseed out of it. They had to get it out of there. They felt bad for us, but, he's kind of already, he feels like he made a mistake. He don't know. Did they let pride go too soon? He doesn't. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, you got to earn it back, buddy. That's how things work.
We got it for $365.
Sean, you got any questions for Hokie Bird?
Yeah, I was just going to ask him, did Kyron Drones tell him he was going to dominate him too, and then it just never came to fruition?
He says he argued and argued for Pop Watson to start, but they wouldn't listen to just a chicken. But I think that's about all the time. We have
one more.
All right. Oh, okay. Go ahead. You got. Can you answer a couple more, Mr. Hokie Bird?
It's a quick one. He might not answer it. What is a Hokie? Angry.
No, it's just real difficult to describe. Basically, it's a turkey that they reject. That's why he's here with us tonight, because they rejected him as a turkey in the store. He's just scrawny and has no heart. Well, we took your heart, right?
He has no bling.
That's right.
For sure.
We're just not interested in turkey. We're all about the wine and cheese here. Any more questions, Sean?
Nah, send that thing packing.
He keeps talking every day. He's saying, James Franklin this, James Franklin that. And then next year, James Franklin this. But I told him, it ain't next year. It's today, boys. Go Wahoos. We win. Oh, you want to leave now? All right. We'll see you later.
That was good. Ben, what else do we have new with us tonight in the studio that will be front and center for the next foreseeable future?
Sean, did you polish this thing?
Washed it up, little cigar smoke on it,
So
little Yingling, little Noka.
Well, you had to wash it out after
The beverages being drank out of it?
No, just after it being with them.
Made in China.
Hey, don't you worry about that. It's a fun little...
Forged in the heart of the Appalachian
Would you like to hold
Mountains.
it?
I held it enough. You didn't get to see... Oh, no, you did get to see it.
I did stay, but I needed to get home. That was a long night.
Do you want to jump into that? The story of how we all got there. So originally it was going to be just us two, right? No, Sean.
Yeah, it's going to
be Deuce. Remember from
And
previous
Deuce.
coverage.
But we had a late edition. And what code did you drop for that discount?
It was from the Capital if you're not a Cap One credit card holder, I recommend getting on it because I was looking at the tickets, and I think at one point, Sean, did I hit y'all with it was like saying like 137, 140,
109, 104, and we're like, just spend the $25 over. You had a budget of 75, is what you told us.
I did. I had a budget of 75, and
what'd you come in under with this new code?
I did it. Was it 50?
No. It was
$74.96.
You said you wanted to be under $75. It came in under 4 cents at $74.96.
That's right.
And
you can't even get those 4 pennies anymore.
And you made that purchase roughly at around 2:00.
It was. And I got on the road at 2:15, 2:20.
Made it down there, played a round of cornhole.
I won the first round. Me and Ben, we ran it.
We ran producer Madison and Sean.
I think producer Madison got smoked by me.
Out the parking lot.
Out. And then they wanted to double down.
And he practiced all week leading up to it.
He was practicing Friday night.
I know.
He had lights on and everything. He had lights outside. It was cold, had a fire going. He was really trying to get
We weren't invited.
But all that being said, we had nothing to play for.
So we doubled it
just
down.
like the Hokies did. We had nothing to play for when we played the second game. They whooped our tail just like the Cavaliers beat Virginia Tech.
That's right, 27-7.
All right. Is that enough of the pre-banter
of
this show? Sean, tell us about the game and what you really thought of it. Just take it off the top.
Obviously we won. It's a great feeling, and we didn't just win. It wasn't a game where it was a cardiac who's and we scraped by at the end. It was we dominated them for 4 full quarters of football. You know how many times I heard the HOKIE chant? Maybe once. We booed them off the field. 58,800 strong were there. And I want to say that was a lot fewer Hokie fans than in recent memory. So we were strong. Our fans showed out. The hill was good. And just taking belt to rear end for them Hokies just felt so good. Five years of pain, just unleashed in one night. It was great. You couldn't wipe the cup was on my nightstand over on Saturday night. It was with me at breakfast on Sunday morning. I sent y'all pictures. Me and the cup have been having a great time.
So Mills, you were real hesitant to go, and you went. Are you glad that you went? And what was the atmosphere in your mind like? Also, because you were there, and maybe Sean could chime in, how would you compare the atmosphere at this game versus the Florida State game?
So your first part, I was glad that I did end up going because, as y'all know, there's some potential of some crazy weekends for me coming up. But I'm glad my wife, love her. Shout out to Mary.
House divided.
She is a Hokie. And
we're in the same. Support
and you know
group,
what? I asked her before I left. I said, "Who do you think will win?" And she said, hands down, she said UVA will win 40-4. And I said 4. She goes, "Is that possible?" I said no. So she goes 3, and I go, "Okay, so 40-3."
Technically 4 is possible.
It is, but let's be real.
Have we seen 2 safeties in a game?
So she said 40-3. She said that we were going to crush them, and she didn't understand why I would want to go watch that. But I said we only get this once every 3 out of 25 years. So, got to go get them when you.
I thought they'd beat us 19 out of 20.
Yeah, but 03. If you go back to 03, it's a long
19
time.
out of 21 now. But
hey, it doesn't matter. Who's got the cup now is all that matters.
Mills,
and
you
the
chime
records
in
don't matter.
when you get a chance. How did it compare to the Florida State game?
Florida State hill was better. I understand why Virginia did not let the hill fill up for the Tech because they didn't want Tech to crowd the hill. I think that was a piss poor idea. I think they should just let the hill fill up, especially with the dominance that we had. But the hill at Florida State was a lot better.
Open up the hill at halftime.
The hill at halftime was terrible.
No, open it up at halftime. It just would have stayed the same.
Oh, that's true. That could have been the same. But I think also it was kind of funny at the end of the game, the half-ass rush. I mean, people just started walking on. Ben and I walked on the field.
Oh, by the way, they're not getting fined for that.
No, they're not because it was very.
It was very delayed, though. It's not like they rushed the field. Like it wasn't the speed rush like Florida State. It was, hey, we're gonna go celebrate with the team. All of Tech was gone. They kind of
Florida
just let
State's
them
still
go.
missing their player. They haven't found him yet.
He's
But
buried underneath the V
I
in
will
the north end zone.
I will say though, I mean, the atmosphere I think was a little like I think there was more nerves at Virginia Tech because, like, as you know, there was a lot for us to lose in this atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
So they were a lot more nervous because we hadn't beat them. But I think in Florida State, we had nothing to lose, so we played like, oh, heck, all right, they're number 8 in the country,
Pretty
which
exciting.
is whatever, exciting. But I think it flipped around after the first quarter and the dominance that we were showing that, like, okay, we're going to beat Tech.
There was a lot of excitement in the stands, but go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, so the comparison between this and Florida State, you kind of had like all right, we're here, we're watching the game, and, oh, we're in this thing, and then we got up pretty good, and we're like, oh, we really have a shot. This is a big game. Tech is a different feeling because it doesn't matter what the records are, or it doesn't matter how well a team is playing, or if they only got 3 wins. It's a rivalry game. You're going to get their best. So the nerves were there. Like, I was nervous going in. But as soon as we got that first interception on the first drive, or the opening drive for Tech, I kind of settled in. I'm like, all right, here we go. And then we scored a touchdown on it, too. So we got 7 points off of it. I was locked in. I knew it was going to be a good night because Tech can't do anything offensively. Drones completed 4 passes, and then you add 2 more. Yeah, 6 if you include the 2 he threw to us. So I just think we were the bigger, stronger, faster team, and I think it was about time the tide turned our way.
And one thing I could say about that that was probably affects the dynamic to a certain extent is just the weather. Warm. Florida State it's warm, it's hot, it's muggy, it's Florida-like, right? So that's probably why the hill is probably packed. More people out there stand on the hill, being that.
Well, they specifically limited the hill access.
A lot colder of a game.
Colder.
But I had a blast up in the stands. I mean, we broke the cardinal rule, but
First time
part
all
of the
three
rule
of us.
is that you're going to stand during the Tech game. That's just what it's going to be. So
It is.
I
It
didn't
is.
sit down at
and
all.
yeah,
also-
and it really was the first game with all 3 of us.
I
there.
ended up back in my old seats that I used to have. Fun fact for you, Sean. No one has sat in those for the last 2 years.
That's what's
I
going
talked to
on.
the guy behind that I used to talk to. And then second of all, I'm going to bring this up, and I know Ben and I had talked about this. We talked about, Tech didn't have anything to lose, but after the first quarter, you even saw it like those guys were kind of checked out.
Yeah,
And I'm not trying to take any credit away from our win. I'm just saying that their season has been so bad, and I understand it's still a state championship, and I know it's still a rivalry game. But Ben and I were talking those boys were checked out. At one point at the game, let's just say they were 5-6 going into it. I think you would have saw pop.
I don't know. That's going to be the age-old question. Why didn't Pop start? And I think part of it just had to be was maybe he would have got in if it was a closer game too, Mills. You never know. Hey, maybe we're just going to let Drones run this thing out. I thought, and I told Sean this, it seemed to me that we talk about those wind out of the sail things. That first pick was awesome, first series, to really get the crowd going up and score so early. But also that missed field goal by Virginia Tech really deflated them.
I got the first deflate was the opening kickoff. The guy took it at 9 yards deep, and then he
What
run
a
it
schmuck.
out. Yeah,
I
but
thought it was the most disrespectful thing.
I don't think it was disrespectful. I think he's just not educated well. I think that university
Look
he
at
gets
you.
over
I
there.
like the restraint. But
What do you think I was going to say? What do you think about?
Anyway.
Do we need to bring Hokey Bird back? Would you throw it?
No, I could tell you that, leading up to the game, just so you guys know, I was nervous about going to the game.
You were.
Because I'm oddly superstitious. This is my first time seeing them beat an ACC team
Outside of
since 2019 at home at the stadium. So I tried to flip everything I did during the day. I wore different clothes. I blended in. Someone thought I was a Tech fan just because of the missing tooth, but.
You didn't have the flipper?
Somebody did say that in the bathroom.
Well, it's also, I had a lot of fun, joking around with the fans. I had maybe said that if you were a Tech fan, you're probably going to be wiping his dad's bottom for him. Like,
Yeah.
and then that's when that kind of went. I did also call someone a Brent Pry wannabe.
He did. He did look like him, though.
Told some guy that I liked his Snuggie. I hope it was making him feel warm and secure. Also, another big highlight about the game, outside of the game, was seeing our good friend Deuce come down and getting to meet him in
Big
person.
shout out.
And the irony of meeting the Cavalier Connection boys, in person is their best.
Jeff and Jay. They also were sitting in our section 529. But I will say, what I knew, and I'm going to talk about when I pulled up, y'all had already got like an hour worth of tailgating in. And this is where I knew you were nervous from the get-go.
No, I wasn't nervous because I told everybody that we were going to beat the brakes off of them. I flipped my perspective.
Yeah, but you were still nervous, and this is how I'm going to call you out on it a little bit. When I pulled in, you're usually the first to get at jawing at me. You're like, hey, man, I'm glad you're here. I think it's going to be a good day. Like, you're very calm. And then I was like, hey Ben, let's throw the JMU game. Yeah. Oh, man, JMU's doing all right. Okay. Yeah, y'all, you're very calm. You were very calm. And I was like, man, my man Ben is nervous.
I was calm. I wasn't nervous. I was calm. I knew we were going to run through them. I also, to that point, I felt also like I was like amped up in my head because I was trying to save 100 spots for people. And the parking lot was filling up.
Parking lot wars.
The parking lot.
I did get
Deuce's
a spot though. I snagged a spot.
It was just
Deuce.
filling up so fast. Like they hit it. We got there pretty early and it was pretty easy going. But man, it started to fill up, and I was like, man, I don't.
When I was about 20 minutes out and I called Sean, and Sean was like, hey, it's filling. Just get here when you can. But you look nervous. Now I'm going to talk about you for a minute. Let me bring in old Shawnee Poo. I don't know what y'all did. I don't know if y'all did a line of booger sugar or whatever y'all wanted to do. My man was amped from the moment I got out of the car. One, I wanted to rile him up, so I did wear my JMU pullover. And shout out for JMU because it was their game at 3:30, so I felt like I could do that. And Sean immediately didn't care if he saw a tech. There was some words being thrown out from the get-go. I wish we had a count on how many times he said the beep UTech, but
it was a lot.
He was amped. He was trending towards the JMU level. He was getting there.
Well, he had the ability to stay loose because he was being artificially heated.
Yeah.
I didn't have to turn the jacket on.
That's bull. That's bull.
I turned it on in the second half.
That's not true.
He might have turned on the jacket, but I got toasty at one point. I was like, why is it hot? And then I was like, oh, you turned on my jacket.
It also might have been a little bit of my fault because I felt like I was enabling him. I was feeding him cough drops the entire game to keep that voice box loose and relaxed so that he could just
I was respectful for the younger fans in attendance around me. You made friends in the stands, and I was trying to be respectful. But at some point, it's a rivalry game, and you're going to bring your kid. They're going to hear some colorful language, and it wasn't just at random times. It was.
Would you ever act like that if your child was there?
I wouldn't bring my child to a rivalry game at 7:00 at night. Not at that age.
Well, I can tell you one thing. I also felt like I had to be a little bit like anytime we got that third down, which was a lot. We converted a lot. I was high-fiving that old dude that was liquoring up him that had
we were friends. We made friends this game, and the rotation would go. He would high-five me, then high-five you, and then I would high-five you. I would high-five my younger friend in the back, and then I would high-five the guys behind us. Let's talk about one thing real quick. If you're a Virginia season ticket holder, why are you bringing Tech fans with you?
Okay, we don't need. That's all right. I'm gonna argue.
They walked in,
but dude,
that's your wife.
But these my buddy's buddy.
Yeah, like
I may have bought the tickets, but I'm talking about front row season ticket holder. My daddy's had these seats for X amount of years, and you bring 3 Hokie fans with you.
Sean,
I let them know.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. You live in the state. You're going to bring your friends are not going to be aligned with UVA. They're going to be Tech. Like it's
so you're telling me, Sean, if you didn't have some extra tickets, you wouldn't want to bring them along to humiliate them and watch them wiggle the entire time. Bring them to the public execution. It's time to learn your lesson. You're coming in. You're going to watch this. All that crap you talk all year, every year, you're watching. They tape their eyes open.
Well, maybe I should say they got what was coming to them when they walked down in front of us.
As they should have.
And we'll leave it at that.
Do you feel like you would be treated? I feel like in your mind you would be treated the same.
Oh, I feel like as soon as I stepped in lane, I would get berated. I think they're like Philly fans.
You need to go next year.
They're probably the equivalent of Philly.
Fans.
Yeah, Philly fans are absolute worst.
Well,
they threw batteries at Santa. I mean, that's probably what they do out there. And
he's got the boogeyman complex.
Not boogeyman. It's just I don't feel like getting.
I think more so what it really is, Sean, is that there's a lot on the line when you play those games, and that's like an additional 2 hours of driving.
I just can't stand Tech fans, and if I got there and they start running their mouth and jaw jacking, how much restraint I'm going to have to hold back because one, I'm outnumbered by 100,000, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever.
But it ain't my cup of tea. I stay at home.
Do we want to talk about some of the key points in the game? Like why were we so dominant in this game?
Des Kitchen actually called a decent game.
You wanted the entire time. You wanted them to throw the ball more.
Yeah,
but I felt like they didn't have to. They
didn't have to.
They played
also,
a conservative game.
Also,
throwing
the
ball,
stats got corrected. Can I call out UVA for being bad at math?
Do you think
Jamari Taylor? They corrected the stats. He ended the season
997.
999. They corrected it.
Oh.
He's at 999 apparently.
I bet you they could just go back and watch a couple games and find him a yard.
I mean, but I just think that the game was fun. It felt like you said we came in there confident of winning, and we have never had that. Not even in 03 we didn't have that. 19 we didn't have it.
Yeah.
This was the very first time probably since 98 when we were the favorite, when we actually won it at Tech, which we'll need to get into. We have never won at Tech since 98. But one of those things is like we felt confident.
Were there any key plays on offense that like you remember really clearly that you really enjoyed?
I had two.
Okay.
The wheel out with
say it again.
Yeah, say that again.
The wheel route.
There you go. The wheel route.
Wheel route. With Courtney. I thought that was good. And then, everyone's going to talk about it. The Jamari Taylor pass for the touchdown was good.
Can I chat about it real briefly? Did he look really awkward?
I think he was trying to sell it, and then he thought he was playing basketball, and he then traveled. No, you want to sell that you're running.
He tried to do the Tim Tebow,
and I think he needed to buy some time, so he just kept shuffling his feet.
As the play was forming, I was like, what is going on here? Like, I didn't know what was going on. Like, I thought something was wrong. Like, what's he doing?
It was a beautiful wrinkle. And I think if you think about it, 12 or 11 games now, we've run that play prior to the game against Tech.
We were setting that up all year.
Yeah, exactly. We were setting it up, and no one was really paying attention, and we were able to make it happen. So I'm all for it, and it worked out for us. So easiest catch Sage ever had to make.
You got a couple plays for us that you really recall.
I was going to go with the Cam Courtney one. Obviously, Chandler Morris rushing touchdown was a huge. That was a great one.
Was that the one you called, or was that the one
I did.
Stopped short on the goal line?
No, I think I called Chandler Morris is going to run it in here, and then he did.
A little cutback.
That's what it was great that they didn't have to rely on his legs too much. And that's a great weapon when you have that there and wait. You know what I'm saying? So I think he really scrambled, had some really good scrambles for not scrambles, but design runs, 2 or 3 times only, and it panned out for him.
I think we grinded them out so much we had the time of possession by we had 36 minutes.
Well, at one point we were not holding the time of possession.
Early in the game, it was
we scored pretty quickly.
Right.
But from there on, we dominated time of possession. I mean, they started going 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out. I mean, Tech drove the ball decently the first quarter. Like, they would not, the first drive, was pretty quick. We got the interception. But there was a few drives where they would get a first down or two, but that was about it. I mean, I think they didn't have many.
Were they in field goal range when they threw that interception?
Yeah.
No.
It was on our side,
though.
That like I said, them missing that field goal was a deflating play for them.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of like something different from you guys. Some plays that really stood out to me. I've commented on it all year long, and I think you got to see a couple times with Jamal Edrin and his hand strength, his catching hand strength.
Solid hand strength.
The hands he threw to the face of that Hokie player looked pretty strong too.
No, I thought actually he held himself pretty well. He
got his helmet thrown off.
I thought it was a terrible call. Actually, I think they should have really just.
I don't think that guy should have been thrown out, but I think it's just a rivalry.
I don't think it should have been a
offsetting.
Yeah, but especially with the fact that he got his helmet off. But yeah, I was just really impressed with that. Wei Lee had a couple great runs. I felt like, especially towards the end, like he really kept the boat afloat. And but at that point, like I guess we're just running all over their second string and probably a bunch of seniors that haven't played most of their life.
Just so you all know, while this podcast is going on, UVA is playing Texas in the SEC Challenge, and we're up 21-11 as we speak.
Can we talk about the SEC ACC, Sean?
Well, we can get to that towards the end. I would say
I'll keep it to myself. We'll get there.
I know what you're going to get to.
Hold on to it for a second. So I just want to say we utterly again, we keep saying we dominated them. 380 yards of offense for us to 197 for them. 4 completed passes by drones.
Well, he sucked all year throwing.
I know. They were one-dimensional, and when you get a team and we're stopping the run, the biggest thing for us is we were like very highly ranked against when it came to yards after first contact. So it was like when we don't allow many people to break a tackle and then run even further. So we gang tackle really well is what it's coming to. We swarm tackle very well. And Tech was a team that was very good at yards after contact, but I think we smothered them completely.
I agree that we did a good job gang tackling. One thing I did notice with Tech rushing, it just seems like they do well falling forward and getting that extra yard or two.
They do. I think that's just also.
Because how many times did you see them get hit and you're like, oh,
I think that's where you miss the presence of Cam Robertson as well.
But you don't want to take away from
Maddox,
the defensive
Marcellus.
player of the game, Marcellus. I mean, he's done a really good job the past 2 games filling in that role for Cam.
Got an interception.
9 tackles, half a sack, tackle for loss, interception. I mean, when you talk about a guy who was a starter at his previous institution at Eastern Kentucky, and then comes over to us, and he's more of a third down back and package back or a package player, and then he gets thrust in the starting role, and to come up with that, I think that's a huge confidence boost, and especially he got that opening interception, and then you bookend it with a 17th-year senior of Antonio Clary getting that one, and he's got to have stronger hands. You can't let a ball boy knock the ball out of your hand, okay?
Well, did you hear what he said?
I'm going to find a way to get it back.
Yeah.
How special was that for Clary, by the way? To get
love it. He booked in his career with wins against Tech. So you can say what you want about the middle years, but he started and ended with a win. So
we might have another 7-year player next year.
I do have a question for this. It was fun for us to watch. Would this have been sweeter to see us beat Tech at Lane Stadium?
That's the next step. I think if
No. I'm talking about this year. I'm saying, would you have rather this game been at Lane Stadium?
I mean, you would say that, yes, because we are clearly the favorite. We played well on the road. Yeah, you would like to see it happen that way. But I think it's a great treat for the fans that have kind of showed out all year. Give them this one at home.
I think it was more important at home. And I think we don't need to really talk too much about the game scheming of this because I think we all, as UVA fans, really watched the game and saw what we saw. But I want to talk about the importance of this game. It was just such a weighted game. It was such a heavy game, and that's why I think it was so important to see, sadly, that history was made for us in the sense that we got another 10-game win season like that we haven't had since '89.
It's our second one ever in our history.
Right, and that's my point. We got our second berth to an ACC championship game
in the last 6 years.
You know what I mean? And like, it's just got this season as a whole, and we just got to finish out this story. It's really a storybook season for us if you think about it. And we may, and I hope we do, but we may never see a season like this again for quite a long time.
I don't know. I think we are trending the right direction. I think everybody feels the same way with Elliott, that he is guiding this program correctly. It just takes a lot longer to steer the aircraft carrier.
Well, to steal a talking point from Cav Corner, was this the biggest game of Elliott's career?
Yes.
I think so, because I think there would have been a lot of head scratching if we went 9-3 in this one. The loss was against Tech, and the way it was.
Oh, this season, if we had lost, I would have said this season was a waste.
Yeah, we did talk about that. I talked to some friends about that, and I kind of disagree, but I've had other people that agree with you that it is kind of a waste, and I guess I see both sides of it. I argued with you, Mills, that I thought it was just kind of like a harsh word, like very detrimental, more so, or diminishing. That's the word.
And I know that you don't like it, but with the easier schedule, like if we would have lost this, that would have been a waste of a season.
But the good news is, by
win.
taking care of business, we won, and with that comes again Commonwealth Cup is home.
Ding.
We're leading the Commonwealth Clash, 6.5 to 5.5 to 0.5.
Yep.
Which is huge. And then it gives us a game rematch against Duke in the ACC Championship.
With a lot on the line.
Win, another win in your in scenario, where if we beat Duke on Saturday,
you're in the playoff.
We're in the playoff. And sorry, Mills, JMU is not if we win.
Correct.
I will tell you, I'm annoyed. All week I've been checking in on some of these football podcasts, college football podcasts, and people online, and everybody is bringing up what if Duke wins? What if Duke beats Virginia? Virginia could easily lose to Duke. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, hold on, let me check this schedule. Didn't we just play them 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago, and we beat them 34-17.
It's different now.
It was 34-10 before we gave up a pick six.
I agree with you, Sean, but go ahead.
But then, and I understand, we got to play them again. A rematch is tougher. I understand those points. But then, the spread is only 3? It's not like we beat them at home. We beat them at their house. We went to Duke with a quarterback who we didn't know was going to play until 10 minutes before kickoff.
Well,
so
I want to run it back a little bit, and I understand your perspective and your confidence, because that's one thing that I spouted off about Virginia Tech is we've got to become more of a confident fan base. Like, you can't just be like, oh, we're going to, you know what I mean? Like, we got to have more confidence, more swagger in everything we do. But in terms of like Duke, you know what I mean? Like, yes, we need to have confidence. We're going to go in there and win. But there's more cards stacked up against us this time. It could have also been a situation where we got the equivalency of Wake Forest when we played Tech. You know what I mean? Like, their offense just had a really bad day. I do not expect to see the same offensive struggles exactly from Duke when we play them. We're playing on turf, the worst turf in the NFL.
Second.
Whatever, but that showed at Louisville to be a weakness. I just think there's a few things that make this game pretty tough. Our boys have just got to stay level-headed, go in there and take care of business. The past 2 games, Duke and Virginia Tech might have been our best 2 complete games. I think I said it before. I asked this question after Duke was, did we just see us play a complete game and that was like just a one-off our best game, or did we actually start to hit stride? Do you have any thoughts about that?
No, I think we hit our stride against Duke. We continued it against Tech. Clearly, we had a break, and it did look like you would have liked to see more points scored, but I don't know if the opportunities were there.
They were there.
Not many. It's not like we blew drives. We didn't turn the ball over.
They didn't try to force.
Yeah, we just
the 2 field goals. We kind of got stalled out.
And I'll mention that was very surprising that, and I hope he's back. We didn't have
Boley.
Cam Ross. I rewatched the Boley injury. That was a bummer. Did you recall how it went down? So if you don't, I'll break it down. Chandler Morris basically started to scramble. His tackler went for a little bit of a ride, and it just was so awkward. As he was moving, he's hooked onto Chandler's leg. Chandler kind of, when he moves his leg forward, swings him into the back of Boley's knees or the side of Boley's knees. Really, really bummer of a player for us to lose who's been really consistent on that side.
They didn't list him on the depth chart, did he?
I don't think they released it.
I haven't seen the depth chart.
So they didn't do a Tuesday.
They released it. It was released yesterday.
Oh, I didn't see a Tuesday interview. They waited till today because today was National Signing Day. So we can talk about that another day. But, so I think hopefully we'll get Boley back, and hopefully Noah Vaughn should be back again. We've been talking about that one.
Cam Ross, hopefully.
Cam Ross, yeah, it looked like he had a hamstring, and you didn't really see anything that really...
And he tried to go at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, he played in the game. I think he got hurt in the game. So, because I don't think he was listed as questionable or doubtful on the injury list. I think he got hurt on one of the drives.
Too cold. I thought it was cold up there in Harrisonburg.
It is. It's supposed to snow this Friday night.
But I agree. Going back to the Duke kind of preview, we previewed Duke. Their secondary is very tough. We exposed them. Terrell Harris had a career high against them. So it's not going to be exactly the same, but we know what they're going to try to do, and I think if we can just keep exposing their secondary and control the time of possession, because there's no longer an eye test. It is literally just win. All we have to do is win, and we are good to go. So I'm looking forward to it. It is another nerve-wracking game because we have a chance
to yourself, Mills. We don't want to hear it.
We have a chance to win the ACC.
And you let me get on my soapbox for a little bit?
And we have a chance to make the college football playoff. Two things have not been done in Virginia. So ACC might have been a long time ago, but a chance at the playoff is huge. And it would make my preseason prediction come true. We're one game away from me being correct. So I just had to put it out there.
Mills, I'm going to let Mills get on this soapbox. If he says what I think he's going to say, I only have 1 point after whatever you say, depending on what you say. But go ahead. Have your moment.
It's not even a moment. As everybody knows, I am a JMU first, UVA second, because I went to JMU. The committee got it wrong, and here's why. I don't care that North Texas is ranked, but we should be ranked higher than North Texas if you're going to go by what their 3 main points are, the head-to-head and common opponents, and then your strength of schedule, and then the strength of record of wins. We're ahead of Tulane in those categories, as well as North Texas. Now, Tulane did beat Duke, which is in the ACC Championship. I'm okay with Tulane being ahead. But the committee to put behind JMU behind North Texas is a slap in the face of, like, you don't like JMU. And that's fine. Don't like JMU. Don't rank us. My problem is now the committee doesn't like the ACC because, one, they put Miami behind Notre Dame, which head-to-head they won. So if you're going to really, my thought process, do I want JMU in? Yes. For JMU to get in, what needs to happen is Duke has to beat UVA. Now I'm at a crossroads, right? I'm at a Y. I got to go either right or left. My heart tells me to pull for Duke to beat UVA, which is hard to say because I do want JMU in because we have had a heck of a season. We blame people out. But this is also one of the special years for UVA. So I'm literally at a crossroads. I am grateful I'm not going to that ACC championship game.
I feel like you are in the best situation, though. You could literally just see how it plays out. It's win-win. If they lose,
but
in.
it's also,
If
but
they
also,
win,
I know you
also,
don't like JMU. I know you don't like JMU.
JMU aside, but just in terms of like, you.
Do you think we got robbed?
They could. I feel like they could easily have put you higher above, and I feel like that. I guess I could say, yeah, you guys got robbed, but I don't feel so as passionate about it as you do. But I'll say this, and this is all I'm really going to say about it, that one of your points is that you feel like y'all losing y'all's coach, that y'all would never get this opportunity again. And to a certain extent, there's a little bit of uncertainty of whether we'll get this opportunity again. And I'll say that in addition to being a historic season, if we win, it's two birds. We won our first ACC title ever versus how many Sun Belt titles, and we made it to the college football playoff, and then from there, let the stones lay where they will. But I mean, at the end of the day, you're in a spot where
there's also a spot where two Virginia teams could get into.
It could have, and I guess that's where I would say that I feel sympathetic with that. I wish you could have best of the both worlds, but
yeah, but
just like.
I will say, though, and I'm not saying, like, I'm truly pulling for Duke, but I do think that, that game that we played 3 weeks ago against Duke, you got to kind of throw it out the window because Manny, whatever his name.
And y'all still have to beat Troy.
Oh, if we don't win by 30 against Troy, we're not going to get in. I think we're going to have to win by 30.
But that's my point. But, again, we don't want to talk too much about it.
No, I got it. That was my soapbox.
I felt like I rebutted you well.
I think you
was that a good perspective?
That was a great perspective.
Sean, you don't need to.
Sean doesn't even.
No comment.
No comment. All in all, I'm just excited.
Shout out to the equipment team and the seniors for picking out the 95 uniforms again.
Yeah.
That should be our go-to uniforms. Permanent.
I do want to highlight that massive score we put up on who did we play the other week after we played Greenbrier?
Oh, Queen City or whatever.
We put up a big number on them.
Did we put up 90?
Oh, and I want to also highlight Oyenso and Grunlow and their blocks.
Huge.
It's Block City over here. If you want a score update for Texas,
that's
Virginia.
goaltending. Sorry, that was goaltending.
It's 34-19.
34-19. And okay, since you got to get on your soapbox, I'm sick and tired, back to Sean's point, about all these folks talking about Duke doing whatever they're going to do and not necessarily giving Virginia where credit's due. There's a lot of people that are upset that Miami's not in the ACC title game. Should they be upset?
Yeah, dude.
But why? Why should they be upset?
Yeah, the tiebreaker is dumb. You have a 7-5 Duke team in the ACC championship.
Are they 7-5 in the ACC? No,
they're 5-2.
They're 2 losses. They're
6-2.
6-2.
They only lost 2.
They
Miami failed to take care of business and have to rely on the tiebreaker.
So did a bunch of teams. I'm saying,
like, if you want to cry about it, don't let it happen. And they had the schedule they had. How's it any different?
But it's like in the SEC. Let's just talk about that. I'm just saying, Bama, Georgia, but look at Texas A&M. They're tied and they lost their tiebreaker.
But I'm just saying, like, I'm sick and tired of Miami. And then, like, now they're circling back to the North Carolina State game. Like,
well, even if we lost,
who cares about the North Carolina State
even
game?
if that game was counted as an ACC game, we would have still been in the ACC championship.
Suppose we won the North Carolina State game, then what would you have really said?
But even though it was counted as a loss, we still in the ACC championship game.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, I'm sick and tired of people, like, just feeling like Miami got screwed in all this. And, yeah, they may be the better team, but at the end of the day, what really matters is that they just take care of business. And you could say what you want to say about UVA and their soft schedule. We took care of business. Did we have a little bit of luck on our side? Yeah, we did. I'm not going to. But that's what every season's about. There's a little bit of luck and tenacity and everything that goes into it. The bigger thing is that they kept themselves in the game to be in those lucky situations. You can't win the Powerball if you don't play the Powerball.
Did you play the Powerball?
No, I didn't. And even more so, I'm sick and tired of these SEC folks talking about how bad the ACC is. And you can make your argument that it is better, and it is better. There are way better teams in there. But you and I talked about it.
Where would you put – let's take out who's the worst team in the SEC. Who's the worst
Kentucky.
team? All right, let's take Kentucky out, and you put UVA in. Where do we finish in the SEC?
I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, maybe we do better than they do. But they're going to look at Kentucky and say, oh, they play in a premier conference. They're a better school than Virginia.
So, like, Texas 3 losses, do you think Texas deserves to be in the playoff with who they lost to?
I think it goes back to, like, they are in a tougher conference, and maybe you can make an argument that they deserve to be there, but they can also probably be easily beat by teams that you could probably argue that wouldn't beat them.
Right.
And I just point out that, and you and I talked about it, if we look at the SEC, ACC matchups throughout this season, it's really not that dominant.
It's a 6-5, or 7-5, however we counted it. But yes, they also played the worst.
They've won 5 out of the 7 games.
They won 7 of the 5. I thought.
No,
because
you can't win 7 out of 5. That doesn't even make sense.
They won 4 to the 7.
It was something like
because Tech lost to
Vandy and South Carolina.
And South Carolina lost. Kentucky lost to Louisville.
Mm-hmm.
So we won 4. Well,
Florida State beat Alabama.
So it's 3-2.
The top of the ACC team, by the way.
Clemson beat South Carolina.
Yeah,
Clemson
so it's
beat
3-2.
Miami beat the brakes off of Florida.
4-2.
Florida beat Florida State, right?
4-3.
Was there any more that you could think of off the top of your head?
I think that's correct.
And then Georgia Tech beat Georgia. Or Georgia beat Georgia Tech.
So 4-4.
4-4? But, and I also want to point out to you, Mills, and you and I talked about it, and I want to get it out there. Did Georgia dominate Georgia Tech, Sean? No, it was 16-9.
It was closer than it should have been.
But my point being is, like, come on.
Yep.
Cut a break. Your best team played one of our best teams, and they won by 7. So I just want to point that out, that it's not as dominant as people probably make it out to be.
So FanDuel has released early what do you call them, spreads for if we beat Duke, we will theoretically play Ole Miss, and we're already considered a 13.5-point underdog. Do you think we cover?
I told you I thought it more accurate spread would be 9.5, but I also, like, I don't know, and we've all talked about this, like, and you don't want to jump ahead of the game, but, like, we don't really know what to expect out of an Ole Miss in the playoff, like, their next game. Like, we don't really know if they're going to be in some weird headspace losing their coach or whether they're going to be inspired losing their coach. We really don't know. So
right.
I don't know. You got anything else to add, Sean?
No.
I'm about talked out.
I am too.
Yeah, I think a lot of emotion was shown.
Yeah, get out of here. You're not welcome here anymore.
Stop.
Oh, man.
That's what. Don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Sean, I got to do it because we haven't done it in a while. Score prediction for Duke UVA.
27-14.
Yeah, I could see it being a touchdown game. One touchdown difference game.
I said 27.
I know. I just said.
So you're going.
I think it's not as high scoring, but I think our defense has still shown we're good, and we didn't play with Cam Robinson that game, and with the what's the word I'm looking for? The explosion of Maddox Marcellus. I think that's a big pickup for us and a big boost. And we still got the guys on the outside. Fisher K-Mac coming up clutch. I mean, we got some
I want to
some big game.
I want to
big
highlight
players coming in.
Mr. Clean.
I want to highlight a couple things real quick about UVA football, just the tail end of things. A couple weird little things.
Wrap this up with a bow.
Jamari Taylor,
Mr. King of ACC.
First team ACC running back.
Mm-hmm.
Was he?
He was the only one.
ACC Offensive Player of the Year? No. Second place in votes, so I believe, right?
That was Cam Robertson, second in votes for
Defensive Player.
Defensive Player of the Year.
But
he was 13.
We had a few guys go second team.
Yep.
And a few guys on third team.
Correct.
I also want to highlight that there is, I guess it's not rumored, it's actually a possibility they're looking at Morris getting another year, which would be crazy. As I called him, the Pavia of the North.
Do you think DK would leave?
I don't know, man. That is a great question. I mean, it's certainly a
because now he's out of his red shirt.
it's certainly a good chance that it could happen. Like it wouldn't be a surprise if it happened.
Yeah,
especially in this day and age. But Elliot talked about it too. You're always going to keep an eye out on the quarterback position. So I mean. We've got a quarterback coming in who signed today as well.
Eli Hamrock.
Yeah, he is excited about Eli.
He's got good height. He's a big boy.
I like his metrics. I like the height of people. We need some taller quarterbacks.
What's our average?
5'11"?
No.
Our stars.
Our star average. Does it say there? I think I saw earlier we're roughly 86, 87.
Well, let's just call it. We got 1 4-star and the rest are 3.
Who's our
going
4-star?
The 4-star is Derek Uron from Cincinnati, linebacker.
Did he sign?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, pretty low key on the front for signing day from us. I don't know how I feel about it.
We'll address who's coming and who's going.
I do feel like Coach has to.
I think we got to talk about. I think we don't talk about that until after portal closes on January 16th. Yeah.
I think we're going to be another portal team, and hopefully, we make wise decisions.
Before we wrap this up, and going into the half, the Hoos are up 43-25 on Texas at Texas. This would be a Q2 win for us.
Yeah, great rally win.
Well, I got to still hold it down, but hey. We got the W on Saturday, and I think that energized everybody, and we can all say it one time.
I'll let you say it. Go ahead and say your favorite.
I'm not saying it.
I'm not either.
Go Hoos.
Oh, go Hoos.
Go Hoos.